Hey, what's up guys? Chief Pat here, and today bringing you guys a brand new Clash Royale video. And inside of this video, we are going to be trying out the biggest deck inside of the entire game at 7.0 Elixir. Now, compared to the 2.1 Elixir deck I showed you guys earlier, this one is a little bit painful to play. You don't have a lot of flexibility, seeing as all your cards cost at least 6 Elixir. But let's go ahead and swing this big deck around, starting off against Eric Cartman, who is a level 11, because we're still climbing our way back up after the season reset. So of course, I'm gonna have a little bit of fun with it, and as you can see, right when I drop the Lava Hound, which is 7 Elixir, he's gonna play a Hog Rider down the lane, and I don't have anything I can play at all. All my cards took forever to respawn after the Lava Hound went down, so obviously you guys might imagine that double Elixir is a little bit better when you start playing this deck, and you can get what you need. But as my 3 Musketeers cross the way, he's gonna play a free spell, he's gonna play a minion horde, and all of a sudden my 16 Elixir push is gonna turn into absolutely nothing. So he didn't need to fireball there, a little bit of a waste of Elixir, but obviously sort of freaking out going up against level 13 and a Lava Hound 3 Musketeer push. But still, let's go ahead and set up for another push, which is really all we can do with this deck. It's not like we can go for a fast attack or anything like that with a Sparky and see what we want to put up front. Now, judging between the Barbarian Hut, P.E.K.K.A, and Golem, I guess the Barbarian Hut would be okay with the Sparky. He's going to play another Elixir Collector as we start barreling our way down the lane. And yeah, we'll at least have a little bit of backup for our Sparky right here. I doubt we'll be able to get to that Wizard. Yeah, he's just going to play a free spell and take our Sparky out. I'm going to drop my Rocket, though, on the Wizard and hopefully be able to get a little bit of value right there by taking it out. And so far, so good. We've taken the tower down to 1801, but he does have that Elixir advantage, which he's probably going to use on me in just a second. Alright, so counter to the Barbarians, I don't really have anything in my hand. I've got a P.E.K.K.A, I've got a Golem, I can just drop something tanky, so I decided just to drop the Golem to see what happens. I doubt it's really going to help with anything. And as the Hog Rider locks onto the tower, he's got some Goblins, he's got the Barbarians. Golem probably wasn't the smartest play, and we're going to end up losing our tower for that. Alright, well finally we've made our way into double Elixir. At this point we can actually string a pair of our cards together. So we've got the 3 Musketeers down, we've got the Golemites down doing work. Hopefully he doesn't have that free spell just yet, or he hasn't at least dropped it just yet. So we're going to use the Royal Giant. We've got the Musketeers crossing the water, and as soon as they make their way over, he's going to drop another minion horde as our Royal Giant locks onto the tower. So at least at this point we've taken the tower down far enough to where our Rocket can finish it off, because it does somewhere around like 600 damage, I think. And even though he dropped that free spell, not going to do too much because our Barbarians were able to sneak their way out there. And after only taking a couple of hits on our left-hand tower, we can tie up the game as we head to OT. And this is where the deck actually could be pretty good. So we've got a card starting off in the very back. Let's go ahead and play our Golem, and then our 3 Musketeers. You guys might know the 3 Musketeers cheese position, where you can just drop it in the very center of their base. He's actually going to use his minion horde right here. Maybe not the best play. And now that the Fireball's been played, we can drop our Musketeers as well. And this is where we should be able to make a pretty crazy push. So we've got the Golems, we've got the Musketeers. He's going to play his free spell right now, trying to take as little damage as possible. I'll just use my P.E.K.K.A instead of that Golem, because I've got tanks on tanks on tanks. 3 Musketeers annihilate that Wizard. I don't know what he can play right here, especially because the Royal Giant's about to go down. The Wizard gets one shot to the face, and this one is all but over. So we were able to survive the initial onslaught and eventually be able to turn it on until the end of the battle, but things got a little bit ugly right there before we pulled out the 2 crown to 1 victory. Yeah, the smaller Elixir deck, definitely a little bit fun to play, and a little bit easier to play, that is, because, you know, just dropping 1 card, people can take down a single tower when you use this deck. But let's use the Barbarian Hut right now, and of course, as soon as I drop it, he's going to drop his Royal Giant, and it's going to be out of range of my tower. So we've got 2 extremely slow Barbarians attacking that Royal Giant. I think the Sparky would probably be a pretty good card right here. If he has a free spell, I'm going to cry, or anything like that. Sparky's AoE damage isn't enough to kill the Ice Wizard as well, but at least take the Royal Giant down to where we don't take any damage on our tower. And this is probably the point where he whips out something like a minion horde. I have almost nothing to take out air in this deck. I've got 3 Musketeers as well as the Rocket, but I don't want to rocket the minion horde. Luckily, I was able to get at least 1 shot off with the Sparky to kill those Barbarians. But right now, I guess I'm just going to play my 3 Musketeers up front. Hopefully he doesn't have anything too tanky to take it out. I guess he can, yeah, he can play his Royal Giant right here and at least distract 2 of my Musketeers as one of them attack the tower. We did get the tower down to 1772 though, plus this Musketeer should get a decent amount of damage off, so really not the worst scenario. Actually pretty good 1 Elixir Skeletons by him right there. But guess what we're going to do with this 7.0 Elixir deck, guys? We're going to make a slow push. You guys are geniuses. I'm a genius. That's the only thing we can do with this deck. I guess we could rocket down his tower, but then we'd have literally nothing to defend ourselves with, so maybe save that for overtime. Royal Giant going to be going down the left-hand lane at this point. Lots of options, none of them good. I'll play the Rocket onto the Ice Wizard. I guess I'll get a little bit of value right there by taking out the 3 Elixir Ice Wizard, but he's just going to play some Barbarians as well as the Princess. And as we drop our Barbarian Hut, of course the Princess is just going to lock onto it. And he's going to start doing a pretty nice amount of damage to me. Okay, so I can do absolutely nothing here. I've got my Barbarian Hut down. It's going to get annihilated right here. 2 Barbarians, please. No, I'm not even going to get a single Barbarian after that initial push. So I think I spent like 7 Elixir on 2 Barbarians. Not the best Elixir trade right there. Looks like our Sparky's going to lock onto the Princess and kill her. And that actually was pretty good targeting selection. But I'm still probably going to lose my tower right here. I'm going to drop my Golem and try to knock the Royal Giant out of the way. And I actually did end up saving a single shot by placing the Golem in sort of a weird position. And at this point, this is where we make the big boy push. We've got the Sparky, we've got the Royal Giant, we've got the Golem. The Sparky shot a single Barbarian right there, and I'm actually going to end up rocketing all this garbage right here. I spent a rocket on 2 minions, guys. If that's not worth, I don't know what is, but the Sparky is going to end up killing that 1 Barbarian and try to take the Princess out and finally get that shot off, which was actually a little bit lucky. And finally, I can drop a good Barbarian Hut to help out against this Royal Giant. So luckily, the Barbarian Hut is so tanky. Even though it is level 10, one of the few cards that I don't have maxed out on this account, still, we're going to go down to 8 seconds. The Royal Giant might just lock onto the tower and bring this game into overtime. And as the Sparky gets its shot off, that's exactly what's going to happen. Now, you guys know the deal right now. The Cheese 3 Musketeers in the very center will take the Princess. We'll take the tower. He's going to drop the Royal Giant and try to cheese me back. But by the time that even locks onto the tower, the game is pretty much over. And one of the quickest overtimes you're going to see. We went from 0 to 100 in like half a second. And that's pretty much happens when you have the 3 Musketeers in your deck and the first tower goes down in the game. One of my favorite feelings in the game, just catching them off guards with that 3 Musketeers. Let's go ahead and go into one more battle against Mono Carosi. And I guess the Barbarian Hut is our best play. I have barely even played the Lava Hound because it just fits like nothing into this deck. I played it in that very first battle, but it did almost nothing to me. And yeah, Barbarian Hut at least will get a single trickle amount of damage and make him respond. And take a look at this beautiful rocket, guys. Could you make a skilled rocket that missed both the tower and the elixir pump and only hits the Ice Wizard? That's what you need to, you know, have a YouTube channel. You just got to be able to miss all your rockets like that. All right, well, after a terrible rocket, now we've got the Sparky, which is going to annihilate our Barbarians over and over and over and over again. And seeing as the cards that we have to play, none of them look very good, we probably need a tank to deal with the Sparky, so I'm going to do that right here. But since we missed that Elixir Collector like the genius I am, yeah, we're going to have a Royal Giant, a Sparky, and a Wizard on our side of the map, plus some Barbarians. You know, we couldn't deal with all of that at once, so why not throw some Barbarians out there? Let's throw the 3 Musketeers as well, right when the Sparky shoots off. I was hoping the 3 Musketeers would be able to do something. They're going to target the Ice Wizard instead, though. And he's actually going to end up getting that Sparky on my tower. Please, only 1 hit. It does 1,600 damage at level 3. I throw out the cry face because I know that is obviously not a very good thing. And this guy is a level 10 going against me as a level 13. And he's probably having a lot of fun right now. He's like, wow, why is this guy only playing ridiculously tanky cards in his deck? He probably thinks that I'm some crazy guy that just gemmed up my account a couple of hours ago and I don't know how to play the game. Well, that might be true, but still, let's go ahead and keep playing with the Sparky in the back. We've got the Golem, which we're going to whip out in just a second. Maybe that'll be a good, I think that's a pretty good tank for the Sparky, honestly. So let's do the Golem, and I placed it immediately because if I waited any further, then my Golem might be too close to my Sparky and end up killing it. So you can see that his Sparky did not have enough AoE damage to kill my Sparky, which was really nice. I'm going to go ahead and rocket down his Sparky. We've also got my Sparky attacking his Barbarians and the Royal Giant. The Golemites are going to start smacking away at that tower, and even if they don't kill them, they should be able to get it low enough for a rocket at 213 HP. Hopefully we don't miss the rocket yet again, but in order to protect this side, just in case he does anything crazy, I'm going to drop a P.E.K.K.A. knowing that that left-hand tower is all but gone. All right, so things are okay. We've made it through the first 2 minutes of the game, which is the hardest part using this deck. And he's going to play, again, another Sparky right there. I wish I had a rocket, and I would definitely play that on the left-hand side and get some awesome value if I didn't miss. But let's go for a big push on the right. We've got 3 Musketeers. We've got 2 Barbarians going for that Ice Wizard. The P.E.K.K.A.'s on the left, trying to take that Sparky out. He's going to play some Barbarians right there. But fortunately, those 2 Barbarians for me took a lot of hits. Looks like it's going to go down to the final 10 seconds. I know I've got that rocket, but take a look at the right-hand side of the map. We're actually going to take it out, and within a matter of milliseconds, all two of the crown towers are going to go down, and that's going to be the game right there. So I think it's safe to say that this deck is going to be going into the closet and not coming out for a while, because I don't want to see it anymore. Yeah, I tried to dust it off. I played it on streams before for fun, but compared to the small one, it just goes to show you that, you know, bigger isn't always better. So yeah, that is pretty much it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you smack a like. Never play this deck, but if you do, send me some tweets with some fun battles that you've had and if you were actually able to beat anyone. But yeah, that is going to do it for this video. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace out.